mindset of a gangster from the 40s. Meet the business mind of Motown's Berry Gordy. Open your eyes and you could pretend that you're me. That line inspired this video. Is Jay-Z the Berry Gordy of hip hop? When it comes to even how he's built Roc Nation, you gotta ask yourself, what really inspired that? Where did he get that from? And when I was thinking about that, that line just popped into my head. We got to dive into the mindset of a gangster from the 40s. And Mr. Berry Gordy, sorry, my chain looking gaudy. Motown Records is the Roc Nation of the 20th century. Jay-Z is the 21st century Berry Gordy. When he started Motown, he started a vision for black artists to get recognized for their work. Around that time, you had a lot of white artists, execs trying to listen out by the juke joint. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to put their ear to the window of the juke joint, writing down notes. They probably had a little recorder next to the window and they was taking hits, taking songs, building careers off black music. Not that much different than what they do today. Well, Berry Gordy came up with this genius idea to build a label where predominantly black artists can shine and he can sell music and develop talent. Well, that's kind of similar to Roc-A-Fella Records. Berry Gordy started Motown with $800. And this is just what the legends say. He started it with $800 and he turned that into a business empire. And he had other ventures. He had a music store. He was a songwriter, but being a A&R, an executive, developing talent, even stepping into his producer bag, he eventually hit gold with this Motown empire. Now let's dive into why Jay-Z and Berry Gordy are so similar, and make sure y'all subscribe to the Supertube. When you look at artists like Rihanna, Kanye West, they are household names that are worldwide superstars. Pretty similar to Diana Ross and the Supremes and maybe Stevie Wonder, because these are some of the people that Berry Gordy put on when he started Motown. And all of these people that we mentioned, my baby love, like all of, like, come on, that's the Temptations, the Motown era. When you think of 90s rap, you can't think of 90s rap without Jay-Z. You can't think of the 40s, the 50s without Motown. It's literally ingrained into American history, building on that 90s rap. When you think of that Motown sound, redefining a genre, redefining music, when you look at how Jay-Z redefined how rappers approach their swag on the track, how they approach the beat, the laid back swag, Jay-Z got his own aura. Yo, Jay-Z got his own color. My favorite hue is Jay-Z blue. It's really that Berry Gordy energy. You talking black excellence. You talking ownership. You talking putting artists on, making them household names. And you're also talking redefining a genre of music. You talking the Motown sound. That's another level of aura right there. When you look at them as businessmen, Berry Gordy taking the Motown sound, that soul, the origin of funk and R&B. Berry Gordy curated that sound. When you see Jay-Z being a tastemaker now and curating culture, this is really Jay-Z's lane. Jay-Z is really a curator, a tastemaker. And that's something that people don't understand how important that is. When you look at Motown and that aesthetic, Berry Gordy also did that same thing as well. He was also a cultural curator. And as you can see, the cultural curators are the ones that really do some whole other they take the culture and they make it a historical moment. That's really what Roc Nation is doing. And now when you think of all of the different ventures, when you think of Roc Nation going into sports, going into managing actresses, managing different talent. This is like with Berry Gordy. When you think of the passe films, and I think I'm saying it right, but the passe films, like Sister Sister, like Smart Guy, that was originally Motown. Berry Gordy multi-dimensionalized his company, even stepping into different areas, expanding the music empire. As y'all could see how Berry Gordy will push the limits on what you would think a black executive would be. That's limitless. And that's Jay-Z. So ambitious. And Jay-Z is a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius deals with being ambitious. Now, real quick, we got to see what Berry Gordy is, because if Berry Gordy is a Sagittarius, I'm gonna have to do a whole other video on this. Yo, this, shit. Berry Gordy is a Sagittarius. Y'all seeing this in live time. I almost hit this over. Berry Gordy is a Sagittarius? This is why Sagittarius rules multicultural diversity. There's no way to make this up. When you're talking about bringing things to the next level, like even when I realized that he had a hand in Sister Sister, he had a hand in Smart Guy. These are classic, legendary shows. When it comes to redefining the cultural norm, creating an experience, curating a social experience for black people, that's what it's all about. I really think who Jay-Z is actually building the model of Roc Nation off. Motown, when you see how the Motown sound remains a staple, how it remains a fixture and a piece of cultural iconography, not just for black people, but also for America. That is the foundation to modern music today. If you want to talk about, you look at Elvis, any of those big artists all of that from that era, it comes from Motown. And y'all know I'm Jamaican. That Motown music, the blues music, the jazz, all of that also inspired reggae music as well. We not gonna act like it didn't. So this is why Motown is probably the most impactful company of the 20th century. Like if we really keeping it a bean. And when you just look at Jay-Z's moves with Roc Nation, it looked like that arrow is going in the same direction. America, this video is crazy because I really didn't know he was a Sagittarius. Like, I swear on everything I love, like, word two, I ain't have no idea. Yeah, that reaction y'all saw was real, bro, on everything. So, America, make sure y'all subscribe to the Supertube. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know it's Lex, baby. Yeah.